Welcome back and hello to Bowl TV's extended coverage of the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. We are at Samstown in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am Aaron Smith. Thanks for joining us here. This is a C Squad's second round of qualifying. We just finished up with the B Squad not too long ago, about an hour. We'll get you a recap of how they did, as well as a look at C Squad, some of their top competitors from yesterday. Question in the chat from Nate. The totals above the player's name at the end there, so above the zeros for the most part at the moment, is their 5-game total. So for 5 games, you shot 1,000 or better. That means you're plus or better. So what you want to be, want that score as high as possible by the time it's all said and done. 15 games, which will conclude tomorrow. As mentioned, we'll get you a recap of all the excitement, what happened earlier today. Amleto Monticelli, our leader after round 1, 2015 Senior Masters champion. Held on to that lead, although barely. So we will get you that recap in just a moment, so everyone settle in. There was no re-oil for this squad, so this is the first phase of the burn. The following squad will have the double burn as we conclude our second round of qualifying later tonight. So settle in, enjoy Bowl TV's coverage of the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. We'll get you a recap and more in just a moment. Talked a little bit about the running totals up there on the scoreboards at the top of your screen. Those will continue to go upwards as players fill frames. Obviously, the more you're striking, it will wait until you are done striking or finish your game and move on to the next one. Let's take a moment and meet our players here. Patrick Shipley cleans up the single pin there. He had a great run at the event last year here at Sam's Town. Joining him on 19 and 20. See him on 19 at the moment. Mike Moniak, gentleman we've grown very familiar with over the past few years. Director of Bowling Operations at South Point. Home of the USBC Open Championships this year. South Point Bowling Plaza. Brand new facility, 60 lanes. Definitely a cool experience if you haven't had the opportunity to check it out. But Mike's the one who makes sure it runs for us and all of our competitors at the Open Championships. So big shout out to Mike and all his staff over at South Point. Although I'm sure that was not the shot they were hoping to see there on 19. Todd Kell and Wayne Clark will be joining Mike and Patrick on 19 and 20. Wayne starting off strong with the front three. Looking over at 21 and 22. Gonna have John De Benedetta. There we go. As well as Ed Silva and Jim Gordon. Hi, Ben. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Let us know where you're watching from. So we settle in here. C Squad. Round 2 of qualifying. 2017 Senior Masters, as we mentioned. B Squad already on the lanes. Got their 5 games in on the fresh today. So for C Squad, they were the double burn yesterday. Moving up to the burn today. They will get their opportunity at fresh tomorrow morning. But Amleto Monticelli, the Hall of Famer and 2015 Senior Masters champion, still leads the way. Went plus 100 today to get to plus 374 overall for his 10 games. However, that was a quieter block for him after the big start yesterday. Pete Weber making the big move. 12.29 for his 5 games to get to plus 367, so only 7 pins behind Amleto now. The defending champion already has a spot guaranteed. The double elimination match play bracket. We'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. Bob Learn Jr. also had a nice showing on B Squad. 2 pretty consistent sets for him. Now at plus 294. Dana Wright at plus 265. Michael Hogan Jr. plus 260. Michael Tontis plus 253. Kurt Rasnick plus 216. Dave Sirigliano plus 202, along with Mark Williams. Paul McCordick plus 201. Louis Elting plus 193. Lenny Borsch plus 188. Billy Langford, who rolled the only 300 in the opening block. 3rd overall of the event, plus 180. So those players all have 5 games in today, 10 games in total. On C Squad yesterday, Brian Leclerc and Sam Lanto put together the biggest blocks, both getting to plus 271. So they certainly have the top number in their sights. This 5-game block, if they can keep up pace. Also having some nice performances on C squad heading into today. Doug Becker, Claremont, Florida, plus 204, the talented lefty. Kevin Croucher, who made the stepladder finals at the Super Senior Classic here at Sam's Town just a few days ago, plus 194 for his opening block. Patrick Shipley, as we mentioned on our featured pair, plus 176 already. Ernie Segura, plus 170. Parker Bone III, plus 157. All looking to add onto their total. The pattern being implemented this week, 41 feet in length. Volume, just a hair over 29 mils, using the Kegel ice conditioner. Kegel, the official lane maintenance provider, USBC Championship events, and a proud gold industry partner as well, along with Storm, Hammer, and Columbia 300. So thanks to all of them for their continued support and helping build a future for the sport. Once again, the lane machines, they kind of get the day off today. Got to wake up early, put out that fresh block, and get to just chill the rest of the day. See what happens. No re-oil. Few questions in the chat about where players are in the standings, and you can actually see the full standings if you visit bowl.com/Senior Masters. But Bob Learn doing pretty well. I mentioned he was sitting in third place overall after B Squad got their 10 games in. Obviously that might change throughout the course of the day as more and more players get their scores in, get closer to their 10-game totals, but BLJ in a great position after 10. Also found on bowl.com is the live scoring app, courtesy of the good folks here at Sam's Town, where you can go around, follow the action, follow your favorite player as they make their way across this 56 lane center. It's very handy using it at the moment just to see if we got anyone putting up a big score, putting up some strikes early. We will do our best to catch all the moments, even if they're not here on Bowl TV behind lanes 19 through 22. And if you can't catch it here, we'll do our best to post it on the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page, as well as at USBC on Twitter. For instance, Christer Peterson, front six over on lanes 41 and 42. Keep an eye on Christer, see if he keeps it going. Stan Winters started off with 7 consecutive strikes before an 8 spare in the 8th. He can still shoot .278 this game. Most pairs do have 4 players. Only got 3 here on 21 and 22, so Ed, Jim, and John are going to go pretty quick here. Looks like Christer Peterson's run at perfection, stopped at the 7th frame. 9 spare up there. Crossing with Emeka Koivunemi, somehow 50 years old now. It is pretty cool to get to see a lot of the guys I grew up watching on TV out here. Doug Kent, 1 pair to our right. My good buddy from Indiana, Kenny Parks, the 2008 Senior Masters champion, also on 23 and 24. Shipley takes care of the washout. It's kind of, we talked about it a little bit earlier, had a great run last year here at the Senior Masters. Nice shot from John there on 22. Get to 204. Talked a little bit about Shipley's performance last year. Ended up finishing tied for 9th here at the Senior Masters. Went 5-2 in bracket play. Di Benedetta finishes with the last 4, 204. He's going to be at plus a 153. Ed Silva at plus a 123 with 194. Jim Gordon just takes care of the 247. Made it a little bit more fun than probably bargained for, but got them all to tumble. 199 with a strike on the fill. Bernie, you are correct, sir. Bob will be heading to Munich for the World Bowling Senior Championships as part of the United States contingent. Definitely a fun event. I had the opportunity to work it in 2015 when I was here at Sam's Town. Question in the chat, how many games of qualifying altogether? 15 is the number. That is correct. 5 games a day over the course of 3 days. Each block getting to experience a different phase of this 41-foot condition. 5 games on the fresh, 5 games on the burn, and 5 games on the double burn. So you get some variety. You have to manage that variety over the course of those blocks in order to make it to the top 64, as we mentioned a little bit earlier. The Senior Masters features a double elimination match play bracket. So after those 15 games of qualifying, the top 63 players, along with defending champion Pete Weber, will make it to the bracket. There being a double elimination, get a chance, if you happen to lose a match, to bounce back from the contenders bracket. Matches consist of 3 games with total pinfall determining the winner of each match. So, as we'll hear from a lot of folks chatting with them, it's just about making it to the bracket. It really doesn't matter where you qualify as long as you qualify, since pinfall drops, and instead of going against a field of more than 275 players, it's just you against the player you're against. That's it. So I just have to beat them for 3 games. Doesn't matter if it takes 520 or 720. Just got to keep on advancing. The goal, of course, to make it to the stepladder finals, taking place on Sunday, June 11th. Top 5 players will make it to the stepladder. And in the true double elimination format, although the stepladders goes from 3 games to 1-game matches, the top seed would have to lose twice in order to not take home the title. We saw that last year here at Sam's Town. Pete Weber earned that #1 seed, went undefeated through the bracket, and faced Paul McCordick in the opening match. McCordick recorded the victory, but had to do it one more time in order to claim the title. An epic finish. Epic game by both players. Weber holding off McCordick 266 to 263 to win his 2nd Masters crown. Who's it going to be this year? We're going to have to wait and see. It sure is going to be exciting to get there. Game 1 in the books behind lanes 19 through 22. Game 2 coming up next here on Bowl TV. C Squad, 2nd round of qualifying at the 2017 USBC Senior Masters, taking place at Sam's Town in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Smith. Thanks for keeping me company here. Hope we'll see you throughout the day. But we'll wait for Game 2 to start for our next batch of competitors. So hang tight. Game 2 coming up next. All right, game 2 getting underway. C squad round 2. Qualifying at the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. Let's meet a few of our players here. Got Don Jackson making his way up to the approach on 20. Terry Metzner up on 19, looking to clean up the single pin. They're going to be joined by Doug Kempt and Michael Lucente. Over on 21 and 22, we'll have John Younger, Greg McDaniel, Mike Noggle, and Hall of Famer Parker Bone III. Parker made a great run here last year, just annihilated qualifying. Fell a little bit short in his run to the top, but was kind enough to join us here on Bowl TV for the stepladder finals. So Parker in pretty good shape after 6 total games plus 213. Looking poised for a chance at another deep run here in 2017. Here's our first look at the classic form. The result we're used to. Never a doubt on 3-6-10 there. Terry stays clean through 2. Parker, why so mean? Joking around with Mike Lucente in front of us after that, saying, I thought that one may have been a little high. But when you've won just about everything ever, you tend to get hits like that. quick 3 for 3 for Parker Bone III. Having a good time out there. Joking with folks on his pair. Great ambassador for the sport as well. Always giving back. Nice shot there by Doug, his first strike of a game number 2. On the spare for Mike Lucente. Made a run at the Super Senior Classic back in 2015. Made the step ladder finals. Was back at the SSC earlier this week. Great little event that's continued to find ways to grow and grow. Just in its 5th year in 2017. It's jumped from some pretty low entries to start off. I think it's found a home here in Las Vegas. Maxed out the field at 140 players. Had a waiting list of about 20 other guys hoping to get into the field, so preceded the Senior Masters once again. So for the Super Seniors, this is an exciting couple of weeks. Getting all the bowling they can handle. Start off with the Super Senior Classic for players ages 60 and above. Can move on here to the Senior Masters, and then finally wrap things up with the Senior US Open, taking place shortly after we finish up with the Masters. All taking place here in Las Vegas. Official dates for the Senior US Open. Going to be Sunday, June 11th through Friday, June 16th. It's going to be at Suncoast here in Las Vegas. And although you won't be able to catch that here on Bowl TV, our good friends over at Extra Frame will provide you with all the coverage of the Senior US Open, so be sure to look them up and subscribe today. Looks like we have standings updated after game number 1 for C Squad. Game 6 overall for them. Find that at bowl.com/Senior Masters. Sam Lanto, 201. His opener gets to plus 272. He's leading on C Squad so far. Doug Becker, plus 243. Brian LeClaire, some struggles, 169. Drops to plus 240. Parker Bone III, 256 to get to plus 213 now on our featured pair. Kevin Croucher, plus 190. Michael Clausen, plus 184. Michael recently competed at the USBC Open Championships. Before he even did that, bowled at the Bowlers Journal. He teamed up with Stephen Hardy, take over the senior doubles lead over there. Putting together a nice showing out of Windham, New Hampshire. Plus 184. Patrick Shipley, who we had last game, plus 175. Ernie Segura, plus 167. Doug Kemp on our feature pair, plus 154. John De Benedetta, plus 153. We had John last game. Tim Sherlock, plus 152. Michael Lucente on our featured pair, plus 139. Christopher Peterson, plus 136. Ted Steichoff, plus 135. Handful of players in the plus 120 range. Terry Rohr, James Lord, and Alvin Liu all at plus 128. Ed Silva, 123. Dave Washburn, 122. All those players are on the current squad on the lanes. Looking to take advantage of the burn. Appreciate the kind words there, CK. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to everybody for tuning in, taking some time on their Wednesday afternoon. here stateside at least. It's even afternoon here in Vegas. Past the lunching hour. As Don Jackson delivers all 10 back there in the 5th. We appreciate you all stopping by. If you feel we're doing a good job, go ahead and click that thumbs up below the video. Feel free to share and like on social. Follow us on the Sport of Bowling USBC on Facebook, at USBC on Twitter. And at the end of the day, we'll have a nice little recap put together on bowl.com. That's right, Chris. If we can make the workday go by a little quicker or even possibly less productive. We don't want less productive, but if you want to take a break for a little while, here's some pins crash. It's not too bad of a fallback if you can't get to the center, or if you can't get here to Sam's Town, for those of you local. Parker back on it after the 6-7-10 last time on lane 21. Brian LeClaire bouncing back with a nice game down on 5 and 6. Can get to 248 with 2 more strikes in the 10th. Some struggles out of the gates in the 160s. But looking at live scoring, looks like 300 count staying at 3 for at least one more game. Definitely some nice games out there, though. Players looking to make their moves. John Sumner waiting for A squad. They'll be up at 7 p.m. Eastern. So we got about 3 more hours, but appreciate you joining us early here, John. It does sound pretty sweet, though. Definitely one of the cool things here. I think an appeal for folks coming out to bowl the Senior Masters is the chance to get the opportunity to cross with a Norm Duke or Parker Bone III, even if it's just for a game, or for some of these folks for all 15. Definitely a cool learning experience. And as well as a chance to see some of the greats up close. Hopefully, John, your uncle is making a name for himself, though, while he's out here. We'll be talking about him on Sunday, the stepladder finals. Hear Parker joking over the over our crowd mic there, asking, when am I going to get a hit? So it was a shot that deserved 5, got 9. Why not one more at that point? But always fun to chat with Parker. As mentioned earlier, one of the great ambassadors just for the sport. Does a lot for the kids. He was even kind enough to join us here on Bowl TV last year for 1 or 2 rounds, including the stepladder finals. That amazing championship match. Actually, the whole stepladder was pretty awesome last year. Some very talented players. Paul McCordick making his run, looking for that first PBA 50 title. The legendary Pete Weber standing in the way. Definitely worth a look on the archive when you finish up here today. Just type in 2016 USBC Senior Masters. See all of them there. Find the step ladder finals. You can even get used to the view from what you'll see a little bit later in the week, because we're located in the same exact spot behind lanes 19 through 22 as we were last year. Nice shot there to finish up. Craig McDaniel, excuse me, getting a 214. Nudges a little bit closer to plus after 7. Better shot there from Parker. Kicks off the 10th. Can still get to 232 this game. We'll get him to plus 245. Two more on the 10th. We'll get Mike Noggle to plus 76. Doug Kempton looking to get back on track on lane 19. A few miscues on single pins after making his first 5. Strikes not coming his way this game, just one of them so far. Don't have to worry about picking anything up there. Great shot in the 9th frame. Nice even number now for Parker, 230 plus 243. Michael Lucente going to be have a chance to add 5 more to his plus total. He's able to pick up this 3-pin, get the spare. with a strike. Vicente will be at plus 144. .204 for Vicente. Joining us out of Warren, Michigan. Game 2 wrapping up. Game 3 soon to be underway here at the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. Big welcome to everybody. Joining us here at Sam's Town Bowling Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. More than 275 of the top players ages 50 and older competing this week. All in hopes of making it to the stepladder finals taking place on Sunday. Hopes of taking home top prize of $16,000 and the coveted title. First things first, though. Got to make it through qualifying 15 games over 3 days before the field is broken down to its 64-player double elimination bracket. Defending champion already guaranteed a spot in the bracket, just a matter of where. Our defending champion is Hall of Famer Pete Weber, two-time Senior Masters champion. Pete already finished up his 5-game block today. Bowling on B squad this morning. He's guaranteed at the number 64 spot regardless, but can improve it upon qualifying, and he is well on his way to doing that. Just averaged about 245 for his 5 games today, so last time I checked, that's okay. All right, folks. Game 2 in the books. We'll make that seamless transition to Game 3. And we'll be underway in just a moment here. Final few games, C Squad, Round 2 qualifying at the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. I'm Aaron Smith. Appreciate you all joining me. We'll be here throughout the day for qualifying and throughout the week until we crown our champion on Sunday. So be sure to take some time, check us out on Bowl TV, and if you are going to miss anything along the way, just remember our broadcasts are always archived. So be sure to subscribe to our channel as well and check things out as they pop up. Got a few guys already ready for Game 3, so let's settle in to the halfway point of C Squad Round 2. Game 3 underway. Let's meet our competitors on lane 19 and 20. We'll have James Lord stepping up to the far left of your screen. Looking to convert the 610 is going to be Pete Siebel. Also joining us, Michael Clausen and Doug Becker. Becker had a nice day yesterday, was sitting in the top 10 after 5 games. Currently finds himself at plus 216. Michael Clausen at not too far behind at plus 195. Talked a little bit about Clausen earlier, taking over the senior doubles lead at the Bowlers Journal Championships presented by USBC, taking place at the South Point Bowling Center here in Las Vegas. James Lord at plus 98 heading into this game. Have 3 players looking to make their way on the right side of plus over on 21 and 22. As Robert Micheloko up on 22. He's going to be joined by Paul Melans and Scott Schimming. Scott making his way up on 21 in just a moment. Becker with an early double. You have to feel somewhere Ronnie Horton is watching. This is your first time tuning in for the Senior Masters. Well, thank you for one. We appreciate it here on Bowl TV. This is day 2 of a total of 3 days of qualifying. These competitors rolling 5 games a day, each day, for a total of 15 to determine their overall score. After all those are determined, total of 64 players will advance to a double elimination match play bracket. Bracket matches feature 3 games with total pinfall determining who advances. We go till we get down to 5 players. And it's time for the stepladder finals, which will be taking place Sunday right here on Bowl TV. So for these 3 5-game qualifying blocks, we only use 1 pattern and we only oil once a day. So squad early in the morning gets the fresh. The middle squad of the day, which is C squad at the moment, gets the bowl on what's called the burn. And finally, the final squad of the day, which in today's case will be the A squad, who bowled first yesterday, will be bowling on the double burn. So the lanes are not reconditioned, they're not touched in between blocks. They're left as is. It's up to the competitor to figure out what's left what they need to do to find their respective 1-3 or 1-2 pocket. Keep adding on to that plus total. Hello to Mark London in the chat. Hi, Mark. Good to see you, or know that you're tuning in. Guess I technically can't see you, but hope all is well. Question in the chat about where can you see the standings? If you go to bowl.com/Senior Masters. I typed it there in the chat room as well. If you go ahead, type that into your URL, you'll be able to get to the Senior Masters homepage, and right there is a big picture of Pete Weber. It'll say results. Go ahead, click on that, and you'll find qualifying 1, qualifying 2, as well as a link to live scoring. Also on the page, you find information. Take a look at the lane pattern. Nice pickup by Robert there. Taking care of the 3-9-10. Pretty much everything you need to know Senior Masters will be available there. Live scoring, a very helpful tool, especially if you have a particular player you'd like to follow throughout the course of their competition here at the Senior Masters. Doug Becker makes it 4 for 4. updated standings through Game 7 for C Squad now online. Since we just talked about that, you can check those out. As well as check out where Doug Becker is in the standings as he makes it 5 for 5. But Brian LeClaire, after a bit of a slow start, bounces back with 237 in Game 2. He's at plus 277 overall through 7 games, leading the way for all C Squad competitors. Sam Lanto, the USBC Hall of Famer, is at plus 261. Parker Bone III, who we just saw last game, at plus 243, starting to make his move. Doug Becker, the aforementioned, actually struggled a little bit last game. Went 239 and followed it up with 173. So he's at plus 216 at the moment, but obviously has shook that off to the races here in Game 3. Ernie Segura, plus 203. Michael Clausen also on our feature pair at plus 195. Kevin Croucher, plus 185. Patrick Shipley, plus 175. Marv Sargent moving up, plus 162. Scott Merritt doing the same, plus 157. John De Benedetta, plus 152. I have to apologize for John. I don't know why I have such a tough time with that name. I just do. I have to think about it so much. That's my problem, though. No one else's. Robert Worrell, plus 149. Tim Sherlock, plus 148. Ted Steichoff, plus 146. Ed Silva, plus 145. Michael Lucente, we saw him last game, plus 143. So there are some of the big names on C Squad and how they are doing. We'll worry more about the cut number later tonight as we get C Squad in the books and start thinking about A Squad. So we have more players closer to the finish line, having that 10-game total in. Nice shot there from Scott. His first strike here on Bowl TV today. Doug Becker making it look easy, making Ronnie Horton proud. In a search for Ronnie Horton. Apparently, he says it's really bizarre to be in Baltimore in June and feel like he needs a sweatshirt. So he may not be watching Bowl TV right now. But he's here regardless in spirit. Horton Nation proud. 8 for 8, Doug Becker stealing the show here on Bowl TV. Tell your friends. Share it on social media. Doug Becker doing cool things. 8 for 8. Brian LeClaire, we mentioned, had a bit of a rough start. Finished with 160. Bounced back with 230 last game and improved upon that in game 3. 266 for LeClaire. Having a great season out on the PBA 50 Tour. Nice shot there from Pete to make it 3 in a row. Robert taking care of the washout on 21. Clausen gets the hit on the 10 and has a big smile out there. Doug Becker has been making shots this game. No other way to put it. 9 no-doubters so far. He's going to step up in the 10th with a chance for the 4th 300 of the 2017 event. Right here on Bowl TV, so that's pretty awesome. Gonna get to watch it unfold live here, folks. We will awkwardly try to tape it and probably make the people sitting behind me upset. So I'm gonna stand up while I do all this. I actually may move some stuff around here, so hang tight. Don't worry, that was me who bumped the camera. All right, Doug Becker, nice run here. Game 3 of qualifying. The 2017 USBC Senior Masters starts off with the front 9 before the 7-pin tumbles, but not all the way over. Finish up with 279. Going to help that plus total once again. Great shot from Clausen. The terrible result. All right, Doug Becker, nice 279 to wrap up game 3. Put him up to plus 295.
Anna had a helper yesterday. She said, let me know when there's a string so I can go down and get it. It's getting to be like Lucas.
So Becker now plus 295. Clausen going to give a few pins back. Still at plus 176. James Lord going to have a nice game here. Chance to get into the 230s. Proves that plus total. It's going to be better than plus 100 here. Able to convert the spare though. Lord finishes up 222. It's at plus 120 now. All right, game 3 in the books here on Bowl TV. Game 4, C Squad round 2 qualifying at the 2017 USBC Senior Masters. And coming up next, everybody hang tight as our competitors make their way to their next pair. Got a few players already ready, it looks like 19 and 20, so hang tight. 2 to go for C Squad here on Bowl TV. All right, we're starting to settle into game number 4 out of 5. Here for C Squad competitors at the 2017 USBC Senior Masters, taking place at Sam's Town in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC Communications. We appreciate everybody joining us here today, and hopefully we'll catch you throughout the rest of the week on Bowl TV as we have wire-to-wire coverage of the 2017 event. All right, let's meet our competitors here in Game 4. Stepping up on lane 20 is Darren Peters. He's going to be joined on our featured pair by Tom Ream, Nor Bletzel, and Galen Keys. Nice shot there from Darren, bouncing back after the split in the third. Over on 21 and 22. That's Stan Winters taking care of the spare. Jimmy Jean going to be up next on 21. Darrell Washington and Bill Sell will complete that grouping. We now have scores updated after 8 games. I mentioned Brian LeClaire having the big 266 in Game 3, now up to plus 343, so within range of running down our current leader, Amleto Monticelli, who's already in the books with his 10 games at plus 374. Sam Lanto at plus 296 on C Squad, second overall for all competitors on the lanes at the moment. Doug Becker, the big 279, moves to plus 295. Parker Bone III plus 287. 730 for his 3 games so far. So Parker taking care of business here in the early going. Ernie Segura next for the squad plus 205. So a bit of a drop off after that. Kevin Croucher plus 179. Patrick Shipley plus 177. Michael Clausen plus 176. Some of the bigger numbers on C Squad so far. So Becker had the front 9 last game here on Bowl TV. Stan leaves the ever popular 1589. But he's gotten to pick up a few multi-pin leaves so far this game, so we'll see if he can get one more. Wetzel strikes from the left side. All right, Mika Koivunemi. One pair to our right, starting off with 6 consecutive strikes. Definitely fun to see Mika back out here competing. Was just above the cut number after first 5-game block. Tom Ream getting that 9-pin to crumble. Question about the skipping procedure, and you can actually find the whole system for this event by clicking on the roster, which you can find at bull.com/Senior Masters. That's senior spelled out, SENIOR MASTERS. If you click on the information page, you can go ahead and click on the roster from there. And so it differs a little bit from day to day. So the process for round 2, after game 1, players will skip 4 pairs. After game 2, 3 pairs. After game 3, 5 pairs. And after game 4, just 1 pair. The left lane goes left, right lane goes right. Great shot there from Nord. Brian Leclerc, 233 in game 4. He's up to plus 376 now. My math is right. So just needs to not find trouble that last game. Looks like he will be our new leader after 10 games. Mika makes it 8-4-8, one pair to our right. I appreciate the confidence there, folks, but I was just reading what was on the sheet, so. Hopefully it's on point and correct. I did mention the pairing sheet as well, also available on that same page, so you can actually go and see where everybody is at throughout the course of their tournament run and see when they may be on Bowl TV. So we get close to having Mika actually today and tomorrow, but do not actually catch him on our featured pair. We'll be on 17 and 18 for game 2 tomorrow. So he hovers around it, but doesn't get to join us. Chuck Vashaw also bowling on 23 and 24. This game open in the first frame. Hasn't missed since. He's going to enter your screen in just a moment. There's Chuck. Not the shot he was hoping to make to get 7 in a row, but rules say you have to take it. We follow the rules around here when we can, so Chuck Vashaw looking for a big game. Still has 279 out there. Well, Mika connects there to make it 9 for 9. I'm not sure how we're going to do this. We may have to go away from our featured pair. And I will run down there as well. But we'll find a way. We'll figure it out. High five to Brett Cunningham for pointing it out as well, making sure I didn't miss it. Thanks, Brett. So we will we'll see what we can do. So bear with us. We've got to move some cameras around. Mika Koivunemi going to be going for 300 here in Game 4. C Squad qualifying round 2, 2017 USBC Senior Masters. So bear with us here. Still got a bowler or two to go before Mika is actually up. So we'll put the scoreboards back for now. Got too excited. So with the way Samstown is set up, there's actually some large pillars pretty much every 4 lanes. So that will limit the view a little bit, but we'll still be able to make it work. As long as I don't knock down the camera beforehand. Don't mind that shaking, that's just me. So Chuck Vashaw will go up on 24 first. Looking to make it 8 in a row. Should Go ahead, get rid of the scoreboards now. Chuck connects. We're going to move the cameras, and we're going to move ourselves as well. So wide angle, Mika Koivuniemi going for 300 here on Bull TV. Well, how about that, folks? 300 here on Bull TV. Mika Koivuniemi delivering all 12 to get to plus 241. Slowly go back to our featured pair here. Also on the pair, Chuck Vajaw did finish off that 279. And we're back to our featured pair as they wrap up a game number 4. So keep an eye out on the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page in just a few moments here. We'll go ahead and get that 10th frame up there. And get you a recap as we wrap up at game number 4 here on Bowl TV. So Mika, watching the video now myself before I post it to make sure I only messed up partially. But Mika, we're used to seeing him play further right, but certainly champion of his caliber. Can do everything, play every board out there, and he's wheeling and dealing. Left a 4th arrow. So connected on all 3 in the 10th. 4th perfect game of the 2017 Senior Masters. 2nd one today. So we'll get that up online in just a moment. Game 4 wrapping up. Final few shots. Daryl Washington and Jimmy Jean both working on string of strikes. All right. If you go to the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page, you can open up a new tab, or after you finish up here at the final game of qualifying for C Squad at the 2017 USBC Senior Masters, you can watch the 10th frame. You saw it here. Got a little bit different view of the final three shots as Mika Koivuniemi finished off the fourth 300 game of the 2017 event. You can also see it on our official Twitter page at USBC. Got all three shots there. So feel free to check that out. Mika doing cool things. Just turned 50 back in April. So much excitement here. The best part is we still have so many games to go. One more here, 5 more on the day. A Squad will be up next for the double burn at 7 p.m. Eastern, which is about, it's 4 local time here in Vegas. So about an hour and a half from now, we'll have that final squad going. Taking a look at the standings, we mentioned Brian LeClaire. He's bounced back nicely after a rough opening game. Now the overall leader at plus 376 with 1 game to go. So if he shoots better than 197, he'll have at least a share of the lead. On a C Squad, Doug Becker, second overall, plus 322. Parker Bone, plus 310. Sam Lanto, 302 over. Mika with the 300 jumps to plus 241. So that's a pretty big jump for him overall. But has been rolling today, was plus 72 after 5 yesterday. Started off with 200 even, but then 224, 245, and now the 300. John De Benedetta, plus 222. And another nice day. Ernie Segura, plus 221. Kevin Croucher, plus 194. David Smith, plus 187. Making a jump after 269 last game. Ted Steichoff, plus 182. Ed Silva, plus 177. Patrick Shipley, fighting the good fight today. Games of 199, 200, 202, and 200 for plus 1. So at plus 177 overall. Tim Sherlock, plus 172. Robert Warall, plus 165. Marv Sargent, plus 160. So we ran through all that. We haven't even ran through our competitors here, so gotta show them some love. Make sure they're not forgotten throughout all the excitement as we wrap up here. Talk a little bit about Chuck Fashaw, 279 last game. We get to see him again here, up on lane 20 at the moment. Shoot 279 once again, a little bit different way. Fortunately, now he can't, but the dream was there. Chuck's going to be joined by Ray Cobb, Timothy Mall, and Mark Nance Sr. over on 21 and 22. Got John Hershina, George Lord, Sam Zebelian, and Kevin Lewis, all joining us here for the final game. All right. So much craziness going on here at Samstown. Brian LeClaire is actually already in the books, plus 434. Only had 3 on his pair for this final game, so they bowled pretty quick. Big finish for him, 258. To take over the lead. Nobody can get to that, so Brian LeClaire putting up the big number. Looks like he's going to be the man to chase down after we're all said and done here on the lanes. So we'll catch up with Brian, get a quick thought or two on just his season in general. He's already claimed 2 titles this year on the PBA 50 Tour. Now coming up to a major and strutting his stuff. But before we do that, we got business to finish across this 56 lane venue. Ron Moore, 6 for 6 to start on 31 and 32. Paul Renteria, also 6 for 6 to start this game. Scott Merritt, 6 for 6. So between those 3, we're halfway to 2 300s. So we'll keep an eye on those strings of strikes, see if we have anyone else who can add their name to the list. Total of 4 have been shot so far here at the 2017 event. Still got one more squad to go. So we'll see what A squad has in store for the double burn. Scott Merritt, the first to make it 7 for 7. Ron Moore's string of strikes ended. Forgot to mention Parker Bone III. Saw someone mention that in the chat. He is 6 for 6 as well. So moving and shaking here. Game 5 on the burn. C squad doing their thing. Parker connected for 7. Paul Renteria made it 7 as well. He's actually up for the 8th now. Might be a whole lot of running coming up. These guys are on opposite ends of the house. Scott Merritt, his string of strikes ended at 7, left an 8 count in the 8th frame. So once again, I'm using the live scoring application on bowl.com/Senior Masters to kind of track this information. That is available to you as well. So follow your favorite players throughout Samstown, throughout the week. Not always going to be behind lanes 19 and 20, I'm afraid, or 21 and 22. So we want you to keep tabs on all your favorites. Once again, in about an hour and 15 minutes, A squad will hit the lanes for their 5 games of round 2. So we'll turn the cameras off for a few minutes, let them rest up before we make our run for that final block. Look like Paul Renteria connected for number 9 in a row, so he'll be the next to give us some business to check out. Parker made it 8 for 8 for him, so excitement brewing as we finish up A squad. Unfortunately, those pairs nowhere close to us at the moment, so unfortunately no bonus action like we saw with Mika. So we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way, running around like a crazy person from pair to pair with the cell phone camera. So we'll let our featured competitors here on lanes 19 through 22 take us away. We're going to start running around a little bit. Make sure we catch some 300s if they happen. You can check those out a little bit later. The Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page, as well as at USBC on Twitter. We're running. We'll see you soon. We'll be back if they get there. We'll have some kind of sign off. We got to turn the machines off one way or the other. But we're going to have some excitement. We're going to find out shortly. So there we go. All right, folks. Pair 299s, Paul Renteria and Parker Bowen III. We'll have those videos up on the Sport of Bowling USBC Facebook page and Twitter coming up soon. A Squad coming up next in about an hour. We're going to go chat with Brian LeClaire, and we will be back for A Squad, their final block, coming up next here on Bowl TV, just about an hour, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 local time here in Las Vegas. Thanks again for stopping by. We'll be back for 5 more in just a little bit. Thanks for tuning in to Bowl TV.